I'm Joe Revita from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we are Taylor Guitars' online preferred dealer, one of only a handful in the world. You can see everything right at empiremusic.com. Chat with us through the site and know that we do full factory setups, not just inspections, full factory setups on everything we sell. So when it gets to you, it's ready to play. Well, being a Taylor Guitars' online preferred dealer comes with great responsibility, such as bringing you the best, newest, coolest guitars like the brand new, just now released Taylor 512 CE. We're really stoked about this because Taylor's lineup continues to evolve with new tone woods and really awesome offerings. And as Andy Powers continues to add his signature to the line. And a big part of what Taylor has been doing, and is a big part of, Bob Israeli and Kurt have been moving the ball forward on this as well, obviously before Andy, was sourcing woods that were alternative and abundant and didn't impact the environment as heavily. And they present to us now the brand new red Ironbark. They also hear this referred to as urban Ironbark, and this came to fruition through their urban wood initiative, sustainable wood program, where they're trying to find woods that are abundant and local to California, which this is, just like the urban ash that Taylor uses on its Builder's Edition. And they find these woods, and then they send Andy to the wood shop, and he designs guitars and sees what works and what doesn't. And like everything in life, most things don't turn out super dandy. It's just how it goes. However, occasionally they stumble onto something that works out really, really well, and this is it. What's really great about the 512 CE is it's got a torrefied Sitka spruce top. It's got the red Ironbark back inside, and I'm going to talk to you about its components. Its sound composition, here in a second. It's got V-class bracing, but it's a special V-class bracing. And if you notice, this is slowly creeping in to Taylor's verbiage. And it's something I've really wanted them to do for a while. The new 700 series was the all koa with the matte finish, straight green. It has special V-class bracing with a unique back brace. This has its unique V-brace pattern. The V-brace is still the core, the spine of the instrument, the top, but they're influencing the bracing to make sure the guitar is maximized. But they've been doing this on everything. So if you always wondered, why would I buy a 914? Because the 414, they're the same woods, it's the same guitar, it's just gingerbread. It's not. The 914 is being maximized. It's premium wood. It's got special workings being done to maximize that 900 series guitar. So now they're telling us that, which is really cool. And why that's important is when we introduce a new wood like the Ironbark, we want to make sure it does add to the line. And what does it do uniquely? What's really cool about the Ironbark is it's got a consistency, a density similar to ebony. Now, for those of you that know Taylor Guitars, Taylor's used ebony in the past. Ebony is very, very difficult to work with because it is so stiff that a lot of fallout happens. Sides break, it cracks. It's hard to work on because it's so brittle. This obviously doesn't have that obstacle. It's not quite as hard. But the nice thing with the ebony is it's super concise. It's very, very resonant and quick responding. But oftentimes you would hear it's a little bright or tinny. Everybody's got their own adjectives for things. Taylor's made a pretty seismic shift to warmer guitars. They aren't out there yelling about it from the rooftops, but the V-class bracing, things like torrefied tops, a lot of things they're doing, specifically the V-class bracing, have warmed the guitars up, if you want to use that word, maybe rounder, not as top edgy. It's like the treble isn't as bright. So this guitar has the characteristic of the ebony in its density and its clarity, but it's got a much fuller tone, much fatter sound. And on a grand concert like the 512 with a short scale, that's really important because the smaller the guitar, the easier it is to make bright or too bright. Think about a ukulele, how bright they are, right? If we're going to exaggerate. So what I like to do is show off the instrument's dynamic range and then the mids. And then we'll talk about what you think about the performance of the instrument overall and the characteristics you hear. And if you can, because I just did a video on the 514, the big brother to this guitar, the Grand Auditorium, I want you to think about how you hear this guitar in sections, the trebles, the mids, and then the bass, and tell me what you think in the section below. You can chat with us through the site, whatever you dig. But just think about it that way. Great sustain. Well, let's break down the dynamic range first. Small body guitar, so we know, and it's also a hard back and sides, we know we're gonna get fast responding tone, what you do here. Light touch, lots of volume. Primo, good. Headroom, grand concert, not as big as bigger guitars. So if you're a heavy strummer, no bueno, go bigger. Grand auditorium, get yourself the bigger body, the bigger box will give you more output that you're gonna be asking for. But in grand concert shape, a really solid amount of output, you know? But what I think really stands out about the Ironbark guitars is that the top end has that ebony kind of footprint. It's very bell-like, grand piano-esque, however you like to use those words. It's got this really beautiful top end, but it's not chimey or like twangy. It's got a lot of body to it. It's not thin. The mids, to me, sound almost like a mahogany or a koa guitar. Very organic, very present, round, full. I love how the mids sound on this. And that would be a normal guitar. If you're playing from the treble to the middle, okay, I've heard some guitars that do that before. Where this guitar throws a massive curveball to you is the bottom end. It's very, very powerful. The bass response on this is phenomenal. It's got I feel almost like the response of a rosewood, but it's not as kind of like as aggressive sounding. It's just like if you could take koa and just fatten it up a ton and give you, or like a combination mahogany koa, something along those lines. But it's really, really present and full. Taylor sends us information ahead of time on these, and they describe the wood as muscular, which I thought was a funny adjective, but it's almost spot on. Like, what a great way to describe it, because it's got this ability to really be present and in your face, but it's not also like sledgehammering you. It's not the bass takes away from anything, because the mids are so round and warm and just kind of beautiful. And then the top end's got this really fantastic amount of body to it, and it really sings. I really enjoy these. I mean, they're definitely unique. Like, if you were like one of those people that have like, oh, I have a lot of Taylor guitars, I've been looking for something new and it's hard to find different, get one of these for your collection. You'll be really, really pleased. It'll definitely slot into an area of sounds that Taylor doesn't provide currently. Next thing I like to do is check out the mid response of the guitars. So Taylor's are notoriously balanced well. Mids always do well on these. What I really like about this is that we get to highlight the mids I was just talking about, because I just think they're so fantastic. We like Sublime. I mean, it's like, I don't know if I've ever been that excited about the mid section on a guitar before. I mean, I'm always very happy when guitars are balanced and that section is present. It's really, really not what you're expecting, because typically, right, when we strum, we either hear the bottom note first or the top notes first, whichever direction we're going. The mids kind of come in behind, and maybe we forget about them, I don't know. Whereas in this instance, I just feel like, man, for a fingerstyle player or someone who likes to play up and down the neck lead, the mids are going to be so important on this instrument, and they're going to really shine, which is just awesome. A really cool attribute. Obviously, ebony fingerboard and bridge, expression system 2, cutaway, all that good stuff. You can see all the specs right at empiremusic.com with pictures of each guitar. We're an online preferred dealer for a reason. We do full factory setups, not just inspections. We dial them in, we take care of our instruments, and we deliver the best Taylor guitars in the country. We're really proud of that. And I'd love for you to reach out to me. You can chat with us through the site at empiremusic.com. You can call or text me directly, 412-915-7118. That's my cell phone. The same way my wife reaches me, you can reach me. And we will get you dialed into a perfect Taylor guitar for you. And we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you keep getting all of our exciting content, lots of cool stuff coming. So this is the Taylor 512CE, new for 2022, with Urban Ironbark or Red Ironbark, however you want to find it online. You can find it right at Empire Music as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.